You see, he just said that this is to give certainty to who? To the people of the book. The Jews, they fool Muhammad. They leak questions they are going to ask him. They mention between the Arab, people, like in our religion, we have 19 guardian for the hell. We are going to ask Muhammad how many they are. If you do not know, that means a false prophet. So the stupid Muhammad, he got the bait. The Jews don't believe in such a garbage. Neither the Christians. And this is why Muhammad, he chose in this number to give certainty to the Christians and to the Jews. So the stupid Muhammad so the stupid Muhammad, he took the bait. They gave him the bait. He accepted the number they gave. He believed in it. He put it in the Quran. They got him busted.
Don't reject the obvious findings which are connected with the book.
And what are some of the examples?
Well, we find that the Quran actually draws our attention to 19 in a verse of the Quran in the 74th chapter, the 30th verse. The Quran says, "Alayha tis'ata ashar," over it are 19. And within the context, what it means is that there are 19 angels guarding hell. So it's not so much about the number 19 itself as a phenomenon in the Quran. It's just talking about 19 angels guarding hell. But Rashad Khalifa took that to be 19 like as a pattern in the Quran. But so we're not saying this means that there's a 19 pattern in the Quran. It means there are 19 angels guarding hell. But at the same time, it led somebody to think that there's a possibility of 19 being a mathematical system embedded in the Quran. And indeed, we are finding that 19 pops up in some very key places, which draw our attention to the creator's involvement with the text.
So I know you know more. So what are some of the other examples?
So right here, where it says over it are 19, that's in the 30th verse. The very next verse, the 31st verse of that 74th surah, explains in detail why God made 19 angels to guard hell. And it says that this is in order to strengthen the faith of the believers and even to give certainty to the people of the book who might be looking at the Quran. And at the same time,
I want you to remember this. The verse says to give certainty to the people of the book. I want you to remember this because this is very important. Let me play it again. So what the verse saying? That this verse will give certainty to the people of the book. Who is the people of the book in the Quran? Christians and Jews. Interesting. We will see what does that mean soon.
To strengthen the faith of the believers and even to give certainty to the people of the book who might be looking at the Quran. And at the same time, this same phenomenon will cause people who want to doubt to say, well, what does God mean by all of this? To deride the information. Now, this verse, which goes into such great detail explaining the wisdom behind the 19 angels, actually comprises 57 words, which is 19.
I have a challenge to Shabir Ali. if he dare, I'm not a rich man, but if he dare, and this is a challenge for him only, if he dare to call me or let me call him, and we count the numbers of the word together. After we count them, if the number is correct, I will give him from my pocket $5,000 as a gift. But I want to stop here to show you how Muslims they lie. We can go right now and we can count the words, and you will see that their numbers does not even match, does not even get close. And I will wait, maybe we can get some Muslim who speak Arabic, someone who is very well educated, he know Arabic very well, and we can count together and we can laugh. However, the number 19 is not only based on that verse. Number 19 supposedly appear from the first verse in the Quran. If we go to the first verse in the Quran, we will find that the numbers of the letters is way more than 19. And that will destroy all the theory, because all the theory, it's a complete theory. It's not like one verse here. No, it's like all those verses he mentioned, they have to complete the theory together. If one of them did not work, then the whole theory is not working. In the top of that, this guy, Rashad Khalifa, in order to make his false calculation work, but did not work, by the way, but it just, who's going to count? The one who don't speak Arabic? No, the Muslims, they use it. This is Ahmed Deedat. And this is Ahmed Deedat. And this is Ahmed Deedat. The same Ahmed Deedat, he promoted this false numbers all over the world. And he defended them. And he claimed this is a proof that the Quran is preserved. Listen.
Whatever and however the Quran was compiled, you take the Quran and the proof is there. Allah Bari Ta'ala tells you, God Almighty tells you in the Quran, it is His job to protect it from any type of interpolation.
It is His job to protect it, but did Allah protect the Quran? You don't even have the Quran. According to you Muslims, Allah have 124,000 books. All are gone. And there's only one He was able to preserve. But just to show you the irony of the stupidity of this Deedat and the people like him, when he is quoting Rashad Khalifa himself, he proved that the Quran is not preserved. What he did? He took verses out of the Quran. He says those don't belong. So look how stupid they are. They are using his theory, which is based on believing and taking off verses from the Quran, because obviously the numbers will not work unless we take those verses off, to prove to you that the Quran preserved. So I use a theory of a guy, and his theory, in order to work, he have to delete verses from the Quran, saying they don't belong there. And that proved that the Quran preserved. This proved the opposite. Because the books Ahmed Deedat he have in his hand have those two verses or verses which are taken off. So look how liars they are. They use a theory of a scam which is based on Quran being changed, to prove to you that the Quran is not changed. Now listen to this carefully.
Type of addition or deletion. So you count them now. Surah Qaf, count how many Qaf there?
How many?
You say 57.
I challenge the dead Ahmed Deedat and every Muslim in the world to show me the 57 Qaf. How many Qaf there? Guys, Qaf is a letter. So now, how many letters in the chapter Qaf? According to Deedat, 57. Would we have the chapter here? We can read it. And by the way, this is the chapter according to who? To which writing, which reading, which, Hafs, Warsh, which one? But anyway, even this one is a lie. And this is Ahmed Deedat. Ahmed Deedat here, he have those numbers behind him.
Job, what I'm going to show you now. Visually what you see. If he did it, you'll have to start worshipping him. And he says, don't worship me, worship God. The only way out for the skeptic, the unbeliever, the enemy, is to say it's a coincidence, impossible, improbable, third time impossible, fourth time man is going beyond now your logic. The same thing happening again and again and again. This is something visual. You can see with your own eyes. I'm not giving you any interpretation, any meaning, no meaning. I'm giving you no meaning. I just look at this pattern. Can any man or group of human beings go and write a book like this? Leave out everything else, only every Allah word in the Quran for 20.
And look how stupid this religion is. Let us say I wrote a book and I made a pattern of letters or a pattern of if you can discover it, I can make it. I can make the same book. This is very stupid. So not only what they are saying is a lie, and this pattern is not exist, he said it's visual, speaking to people who do not know Arabic, including him. I thought, by the way, I thought Deedat he knew Arabic. But then I was surprised that when he was making a lecture, I think it was in Emirat, he have an Arab translator. He don't speak Arabic. And he said, I hope his translation is good because I don't speak Arabic. So this guy who is giving you something visual in the Quran, he himself did not know how to read any Arabic words. But this is Ahmed Deedat, few years later. What he said about the same theory, listen carefully, the same theory. And he got busted.
For Allah. So I challenged this man to a debate.
Hold on.
I sent him there was a book I had written, Al-Quran, the Ultimate Miracle. I had delivered talks on the subject, and there were videotapes and cassettes available. But this man who originally made the discovery, which I found useful in talking to Muslims and non-Muslims.
See, he found it useful to talking to Muslim and non-Muslim. Useful to do what? To deceive. But look, he will say to you, he believed that this theory have a lot of messed up stories. Listen carefully. So he is using a lie to convince you. He will admit that. Listen.
But this man, a sickness has developed. Now he's claiming to be a new Rasulullah, like what Baha'u'llah was at one time, and Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. This is a sickness. This is a sickness that is quite common. You see, once a person, he finds that he's so clever, that people are, hero worshipping him.
Look what he just said. So are you saying to me that somebody is so clever, can come with something, make you believe it's miraculous, and you worship him? And do you see how stupid what he said? If the theory is true, which is not, you just said that if someone is so clever, he can fool you and make you worship him. Is that the case the same for Allah? Or the same for Muhammad? Do you see how stupid, hypocrite they are? So suddenly now this guy, he is a fraud. Suddenly he is just so clever, trying to make people worship him. So they use this guy words to promote Islam everywhere. And now this guy, he announced himself that he is the messenger of Allah. They did not like that. They closed their eyes that even he took verses from the Quran. And now a person asked him, what you say about Rashad Khalifa lately? So now he start slandering Rashad Khalifa, who he himself, he used his teaching to fool people, to lure people into Islam.
And he finds that he's so clever, that people are, hero worshipping him. And whatever I say, I know these people will believe.
So now it turned to be that this guy, he think whatever I say, people will believe it. This is what you did, and you made money from it. Okay, tell us more.
And whatever I say, I know these people will believe. So the man creates a sickness. This man, I can make claims. Today, this guy called Rashad Khalifa, he is the man who discovered this theory, alayha tisat ashar. Now he said he is a new Rasul. He's a messenger of God. There are certain flaws in the theory.
What you just said? There's 13 flaws in the theory? So how the theory stay together? Did you put cement to string in the theory? If there's a flaws, it means the theory is gone. If there's a flaws in the theory, why you put it in your book? Do you see the hypocrisy? They put him in the corner. A guy, he asked him a question, how in the world do you accept this? Scam. So now he did that, he want to save his ass. So all those videos speaking about how amazing How wonderful. There's no way you can find pattern like this by mistake. It turned to be a false. What happened to the person who was very sure?
83 years in his head. And you watch how he bleats like a goat. Coincidence, coincidence, coincidence. Watch.
Coincidence, coincidence, coincidence. So this theory have a flaws, which mean all of it is a lie. Because if we have one thing in it does not match, that means the whole thing collapses. And I can start from page number 1 in the theory to the page number last one, and we will find that all of them, all the numbers are fabrication. However, we will go to what Shabir Ali said.
Made 19 angels to guard hell. And it says that this is in order to strengthen the faith of the believers and even to give certainty to the people of the...
To give certainty to the people of the book. People, what do you think about this sentence? What does that mean? Now let us see who is the one who came with the number 19 then. It was the Jews.